Hi Reborn friends, hope this video finds everybody doing well. This video is being made now. It's Saturday morning. It's like 1:45 in the morning and I'm totally awake, and what's happened is this happens a couple of times a year. My sleep schedule totally gets thrown off and becomes opposite. Pretty much since I've stopped working 3 years ago, and I don't have to get up every single morning at the same time to go to work and, go to sleep at night the same time, so I could wake up in the morning. Ever since, my schedule has sort of naturally just changed to I'm more awake in the latter part of the day and then really tired in the morning. So I have to sort of fight it, and it's hard to. And so I don't make like a big deal about it because I don't want to get stressed about it. The only time it really is a hassle is if I have to get up, at a certain time in the morning to do stuff. It's often very hard to do so, but that's sort of like the least of my problems, actually. So I tend to now I'm awake a lot at night, and it is what it is. But anyway, the reason I'm doing this video is because I wanted to respond to sort of a question that Hello Melissasue was posing yesterday and talking about yesterday or the day before regarding how people respond to her reborns and how she's selective, who she tells and when she tells people about the reborns. And it had been something that I was thinking about on and off for a while. And I wanted to discuss how the reaction that I've gotten as right now, I'm going to be 52 years old. So I got into reborns a few years ago. So as a 49-year-old woman who suddenly became interested in reborn dolls, and I was never into dolls at all. Even as a kid, that wasn't something that I was really into, except for Barbies, for a couple of years. But so here's what happened. At first, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even tell Victor. I would watch the videos online, and I was very, very interested in them. But I was really just watching the videos, and I would respond to the videos of people who I thought really, were absolutely awesome, had really beautiful dolls, made them seem as if they were real, did things with them that you would do with a real baby. I loved it. And this was before I would, actually, I would send out anything, to people whose videos I loved. And so I would just watch them. And then all of a sudden, I think one day on TV, I saw a commercial for FAO Schwartz. It's a high-end toy store. The main one is located in New York City. It's very expensive. It has nice stuff, but it's very expensive. And they had a commercial for dolls that you can adopt from FAO Schwartz. And it was sort of like the Cabbage Patch Kids. You could adopt a Cabbage Patch Kid, and you get a little adoption certificate in the mail, and you send away for it, and you could pick whichever one you want, and it has a name, or you could change the name. So FAO Schwartz dolls, they are not, and they were not, and I don't think they still are, they're not very real looking. However, they're FAO Schwartz babies. And each one is sort of a little bit different, but kind of looks the same. You can get one, I think, either bald or blonde hair, brown hair, red hair. And I saw them, and they were very expensive. I think each doll was $150 or $200, and it didn't look anything real, anything like a reborn doll. And for some reason, that sort of prompted me to say, you know what? I should get a reborn doll. It had never occurred to me to do so. And so I got much more interested in the reborn babies. And the first thing that happened was that I showed a video to Victor. And he's a guy. He's not into dolls at all. He loves kids and stuff, but, live kids. So I showed it to him. I said, "Isn't this cool?" And he goes, like, look, he wasn't really interested in it. He goes, like, "Yeah." I said, like, "Look, don't they really look real? Like, these babies really look like real babies." And he said, like, "Yeah," but he wasn't really interested. So, but at least I didn't get a negative reaction. He didn't say, "That's disgusting, that's horrible, that's creepy," nothing. He just was just uninterested. So then I got a little bit more brave, and I showed it to a friend of mine, a girl who's a friend of mine, and I don't remember where we were. I think we were out somewhere, and she had her tablet with her, and I said, "Oh, you want to see something cool?" So we looked at a video, someone's video on the tablet there, and she thought it was creepy. She's a mother. She has a few children, but they're older. And she said, like, "Yeah, that looks like really, really real. And it's, it scares me. I'm like, I feel like I'm looking at a dead baby." And I said, they really, there's a lot of reasons why people purchase them, for a collector's reason. It's like a work of art. And also there's women who have lost babies, and this brings them comfort. And there are people who just think they're really cute, and they like to have them and, put them on a shelf, or, their kids play with them, or even though they're not supposed to, because these are, more expensive type dolls. And she thought it was creepy. She thought she was looking at a dead baby. So I figured, okay, well, she's a mother, and she's had children, and maybe that's why it looks creepy for her. Okay. So it was a while then I introduced the idea about the reborn dolls to my father. And I showed it to him, and he did not give a negative reaction at all. And at the time I felt, well, he wishes, that he had had grandchildren, and since I didn't have any kids, he has no grandchildren, and all his peers do. I mean, all his friends from synagogue, all his cousins and family members, almost all of them are grandparents. And, grandparents 2 or 3 times over by their ages. And I thought, well, he may actually like these in a way, and and I thought, in a way, I was a little upset afterwards that I even showed it to him, because it was reminding him that he doesn't have grandchildren. And but he asked about it. Like, he would talk about it, like, "Oh, like, are you going to get a reborn doll? Oh," And so after when I got a bunch of them, I actually gave one to my father. And I gave one that was really cute. I gave him a baby boy with the eyes closed, and I gave a cute little outfit, and I gave him a few other outfits. And whenever I would stop by, I noticed that the baby would be wearing a different outfit. He was actually changing the baby. Now, he would never cuddle it or hold it or anything when I was there, but I figured, maybe he was holding it, when I'm not there, when he could, when he's alone in his privacy, and he's sort of making believe I'm a grandfather too. So I don't know if that's what the case is, if he's holding it or he was just doing it for fun. He never really talks about it. When I'm over, it's always sort of in the same place, in his den. He has like this, there's like a hutch, and he always keeps it there. But it's not always in a different outfit. One time I saw it was moved to a different part of the house, and I don't remember where, but so that was the reaction I got from him, and I was, I didn't know, that was his reaction. It took a while for me to get brave and to tell my friends about it, but I did, because the longer I was into it, and the more videos I saw, and the more babies I bought, it made me very, very brave. And I would see people talking about, this is what I'm into, and if you don't like it, that's your problem, not mine. We all have different interests in life. So I was watching the videos, and that was the message that I got, and I actually agreed with it. I've told almost all my friends about it. I have a few friends that think they're really cute. And I had one friend who was thinking of actually buying one, but when she showed it to her husband, he said, absolutely not. It like freaked him out. So she watches, the videos. She watches your videos. A lot of people that have been listening. She has her favorites also, people that she really admires and stuff, and she watches them. But she's never purchased one herself. So this is sort of a thing that she does on her own privately. She doesn't talk about it with her husband. Most of my friends, from the message that I've gotten, there were a couple of people who actually spoke to Victor about it. They were concerned. They weren't critical about the baby, saying that that's disgusting or creepy or what's wrong with Natalie. Has she gone off the deep end, playing with dead dolls that look like babies? But they were concerned that I was, lonely, or I wasn't feeling loved, or I was depressed, that I would have a doll and cuddle it, and that was how I felt love, and that was how, because that's how I explained it. I said, there are times when I'm stressed and I like to hold the doll. And, and the way that I explained it was, I don't take drugs to heal my depression. I mean, a lot of people, when they're depressed, they take drugs. I'm not taking drugs. I found a drug-free way. It's something that's cute. And it's not as if I do this all the time and I don't have a life out of it. I have a very active life. Well, I'm not as active as I used to, when I was working, but I have an active life. I do stuff, and the dolls are a part of it. And I said, this is my way of handling stress, and this is my interest. And I don't know if I'm going to be into this forever, but right now I am. There's been a lot of things that I was into that I've lost interest in, and this could be one of them too. But right now, this is what I love, and I think they're adorable, and I will continue loving it no matter what, until I lose interest naturally. So, but there are friends and a couple of my family members, and I've heard like rumblings between them. People, they've never really come out and said, Natalie, you have a problem, or we're really concerned, but I could tell that they were/are concerned because of my choice of relieving stress, and the fact that I don't have kids, and the fact that they're afraid that by doing this, I'm not really solving the problem, not being really honest about how I feel, and why I want them. And since I'm not being honest, that I'm never going to be cured of whatever my problem is, because 50% of the way you solve a problem, you have to admit you have one. And I don't think that I have one. And maybe I have other problems in life, but I don't think that this is one of them. And so, because, and also, like, my friends and family know that, like, I am very opinionated about things, and it takes a lot for me to change an opinion, but I'm always open to it, but they just, I think, just don't want to argue about it or really challenge it and stuff. And so I really only have 1 or 2 or 3 people that are okay with the dolls. But you know what? I don't care. So here's what happened today. It was interesting. I hadn't seen a friend of mine from college for a really long time, and he came over. His name's Adam. He came over because he came over to Jersey because he wanted to go shopping, and I live a couple of miles away from a shopping mecca of New Jersey, which is in Paramus, New Jersey, on Route 17. It is a highway, a long, long highway full of mini mall to mini mall, mall, McDonald's, mall, Burger King, mall, So anyway, so a lot of people from other states come here because they don't want to pay the New York taxes or the Connecticut taxes. So Adam came today, and his brother became a grandfather. So he wanted to go buy a baby gift. And so I said, let's go to Babies R Us, because that's one of my favorite stores. So we went to Babies R Us, and in the car, I had brought one of my reborn dolls. So we went shopping, he got his gift, okay, and I couldn't really, I wanted to tape, but I couldn't because I was with him. So after that, we went to the mall and we went to the food court, and I brought the baby in a bag. I brought it because I was going to show it to him in the food court, and I prepared him, and I unwrapped the baby, and I showed it to him, and he was in awe, absolute awe. And first he thought that I had a dead baby in my bag, because I was so mysterious and like serious about it, you know. And I didn't mean to make that, because he got scared that something had happened that, you know, and I don't even want to say what, you know what I'm saying. And so anyway, he was in awe looking at this baby. It was a baby boy. He was dressed really cute. The baby has hair, and the baby is closed-eyed. I can't remember what kid it is. So anyway, he goes like, what, you know, and then when he you know, started talking about it, and he said, when did you get into dolls? And I told him the story. And one of the first things he said is this because you don't have kids? And I said, no. You know, I said, I haven't had kids for 51 years, and just 2 years ago I got interested in this, so I was 49 years without kids. Like, it didn't matter. But, you know, and he said, okay, and he was afterwards, like, he was okay with it. He didn't, I'm not sure, and I said, I want you to be honest, because, like, we've known each other for 30 years. I said, please be honest. What do you think about this? You know me, and you know, we've had a history together, you and I, and we know each other and stuff, and you know me, and we're always honest with each other. You know, of course, we don't want to hurt each other's feelings, but sometimes you have to, if you're a good friend. Sometimes, if you're being honest, you have to hurt somebody's feelings if you're really a friend, and you're being a good friend. And I said, just tell me honestly. He said, well, the first thing he thought was because I don't have children, and I found this thing on the internet, and this is my way of making believe that I have children. And I said, that's really not it. I said, if that was it, I would say that's it. I'd say, you know, this makes up for the fact that I have no kids. But that's not the fact. I said, this brings me comfort. And he said, well, isn't that sort of the same? I said, no, it's not the same thing as having kids. Having a kid, I mean, like, this is, you know, it would be sort of, let's say I really got into puppies or kittens or something, and holding puppies gave me comfort. I'm not doing that because it's like I don't have children, you know, or because I just, like, it's something that just brings me comfort. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not sure it, like, made sense to him, really. I'm not sure if it even made sense to me, but, so anyway, so he says, you know what, though? He says, you're not doing anything unethical, illegal, or immoral. This has nothing to do with anybody else. You're not affecting anyone else, and this is your business. What brings you comfort? And I said, and this does. Yeah, I think it's cute. It brings me comfort to hold the dolls. I think it's adorable. I love, like, putting clothes on the babies and seeing, like, how real I can make them sometimes. And of course, I love watching videos about it and see how real other people make them. So he was okay with it. So in response basically to Melissa's video about telling people how you tell people, that's been my experience. I can't say it's been a positive one. It hasn't been super negative. Nobody has hurt my feelings, has made me cry about it. Nobody has come right up to me and say, you're insane, what's wrong with you? And the truth is that even if they did, yeah, maybe I would cry for a few minutes, but you know what it is, watching the videos of other people that are into it and realizing myself and using my intelligence and realizing myself that this is an interest, and as long as this isn't all I do with my time, and that I'm not just sitting in the house, you know, playing with dolls, and Victor is enabling me and going out and getting my food and stuff, and all I do is sit and play with dolls. Since that's not the case, I'm going to continue doing it. I'm very happy doing it. I don't think a lot about how people think about it, what other people think about it anymore. It was only because Melissa brought it up, and, you know, got me thinking about my own history with them and how people are. And no, I do not have anybody that I could actually go out, take a baby, put it in a carriage and somebody will walk beside me. I don't have any, I never asked anyone to do that, and so nobody ever said no, but I don't have anybody I would feel comfortable saying, like, I want to go to the mall and I'm going to put the baby in the carriage, or I'm going to put it in the cart and see what reactions I would get. I don't have anybody I could do that with. If I had some friends from the reborn community that lived nearby, which would be great, I would do that with them. I'd have no problem with it. One day I may actually just do it on my own. It's not something I'm like dying to do. I like watching other people's videos about doing it, but it's not something I'm dying to do. It's not that I'm ashamed of doing it. I mean, I'm pretty brazen and assertive, and it takes a lot to like embarrass me and stuff, but it's not something I'm dying to do. But I might just, sometime I might surprise you guys and do a video of me walking through a mall somewhere and seeing if anybody stops me and how I respond and how they respond and stuff. So, okay, so that's today's video. Today's very early video, and more to come. Stay tuned. Oh, today is the last day of the July 4th giveaway, so if you haven't already, let me find the video and respond to it in the comments section, and tomorrow I'll be picking 2 winners. Somebody to win boy stuff, somebody to win girl stuff for July 4th. Okie dokie, hokey pokies, bye-bye.